Chrishu. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Wait, do you mind? So out in the snow with the dog. Ah, the dog's missing in action. Very snowy today. No, it's not very snowy. It's a little bit snowy. What should I say? It snowed a little bit last night, and now it's stopped. Kind of looks white, but it's not actually much snow down. But hey, that's life. I'm only out for a short while today with Doggo, Wolfface. Hey, yeah. Oi, Wolfie. Jackie-chan. I've lost my other dog. He's around here somewhere. But because we're in a forest, they do tend to wander around on their own. We let them out. There's no real big deal here. Especially in winter time now, where there's actually people who lived in the datchas here. There's some datchas further up. Most of them have gone now back to the city, so it's kind of quiet period. Summer it'll get a bit more, but there's been some movement up here. The car come up here, but that could well be there's a banya down there, public banya down there through the forest, and people get lost in the forest and they come up here looking for the banya. You have to point in the right direction. We don't have to, but being a nice chappy, I'll tell them where it is. You'd think they'd put some signs up, wouldn't you? But that's one of the things. All taxi drivers seem to know where it is now. They get to it very quickly. But out today, anyway. Wait, lift it up there. So I thought we might take a walk through there, through the snow, what snow there is, and show you this. I'm supposed to be going to the shops today, but I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I should do, really. But good morning, whoever's online. Welcome to Leningrad Oblast, to Russia. Out with Wolfface there. He's. I was looking at. I was doing some AI research with it, because AI is like the way to go forward these days, isn't it? And I was researching him, putting his traits in to see what they can come up with, conclude what he's bred from. And AI seems to think that he's bred from wolf and retriever, some kind of golden retriever probably, or probably that's where he's bred from, but it's uncertain. But his traits are most certainly that way inclined. So he's things that he does that are different to an ordinary dog. He likes to sit close to a fire, such as a wood burner. Really likes to get in there and keep warm, don't you? And that is to do with wolf fur, as in they can't feel the heat. They don't detect the heat as much as your ordinary dogs, so they don't sit there panting. So they get close to the fire. But there is a problem in summertime when they can get overheated in the sun, so you have to watch for that. Other things as well. Bones. The other dog, wherever it is, will eat a bone until it's nothing left. He'll sit and just gnaw it, But he won't. He'll take a bone, he'll pull the bits of meat off it, get the juicy bits out, and then ignore it. So very different behaviour patterns. He'll also go into sort of hunt mode. You can see when you go into hunt mode, you see something's head goes down. His heckles don't go up, but his head, like a dog heckles, go up on the back when they're getting a bit aggressive. He doesn't. His head goes down into hunt mode. So very different to an ordinary dog. And according to AI, putting his traits in there, it seems, and by general, what these types of dogs have been bred with, it seems that it's retriever and wolf is the mix. Hello to you as well. That is interesting. That's come through on the thing screen, but it's not come through at the bottom. Very odd. So yeah, so Wolfface is probably bred from wolf and retriever, rather than German Shepherd. But when he went to the vets to get his jabs and all that, because we'd already had him here, that's still written on there, German Shepherd dog. They don't have a clue. But that's vets for you. They're not breeders either. They look at the internals rather than the externals. But yeah, he is most definitely a Volkosob or wolf dog. Volkosob in Russian. And yeah, hey, wolfy face. Come on. But anyway, we're out for a walk today, showing you this lovely weather. It's not very cold. It's only about minus something, -2, maybe 0. It's not very cold at all. Orang Indonesia. Hello, Indonesia. Oh, Indonesia. You must have it much warmer in Indonesia than we have here. Lucky you. Blimey, we're freezing. We're shivering my timbers here. I've got the wood burner on full blast all day, and because of the cold. So winter time, not very snowy, only a little bit. Not really, you know. It's been a very strange year. We've not had the snow that we should have. It's not had the cold that it should have. Very, very odd year. I'm hoping this signal stays up here. With the other phone it certainly doesn't, and I'm wondering how far I can go with this phone. But we'll see. I'm not out for that long actually. I've got other things to do. And don't forget, Wednesday, so we're on Wednesday today. So Wednesday tonight at 10 o'clock, that's Russian time, Moscow time. Oh, there's the other dog turned up. So that's the other dog, is an ordinary mix. Very different to, what are you doing? Where have you been, eh? Very different to Volky there, Wolfface. Korean hand pink waving. Okay, so that's come up in text, but it hasn't come up in emoji. So I just read your emoji. So hello to you as well. That's weird, isn't it? Weird technology. But anyway, tonight, so we've got 10 o'clock tonight, going live via desktop, not via mobile phone, without Wolfface, and we are sticking away from politics and all that. And the chat will be around about building here in Russia. Especially for people who are moving, immigrants, expats who want to come to Russia or come into Russia or are already here and are thinking of building a home. We're doing that chat 10 o'clock, and it's going to be every Wednesday from 10 o'clock Moscow time. So that coincides with 7 o'clock in the UK, 7 p.m. in the UK, and I forget what time it is in most states in America. It catches everybody. On Australia as well, it catches them early in the morning. So it's going to be for everybody. Who wants to come to Russia, who wants some real life experiences from here. About Merry Christmas from Kingston, Ontario. Merry Christmas to you, Canada. And Merry Christmas to you. So yeah, so join me at 10 o'clock tonight. That'll be from desktop. So on that I can show you things that I can't show you from the telephone, such as I can show you original pictures from the build. I can show you bits of raw footage that I can't show in video, because obviously the video is made out of clips that you put together, and the raw footage is kind of is not in the videos, you know. It's cut down, so all the bad bits are cut out, you know. All the bits where I've done something right. I made a big error. I don't know, I should tell you or not. I made a big error. Basically, I put all the bloody I put all the first on one part. I put all of the what do you call it, floor joists in, and then I started to put the next piece in, and I realised I'd offset them by 5 centimetres too much on one end. I'd measured from the inside on one side, and the outside on the other side, and they were seen 5 centimetres in a kind of diagonal shape. So I jang! I had to take them all. There's only about 8 of them to take out. I had to take all these 8 stud floor joists out and reset them. So I never published that on the videos, you know. Maybe I will on the live streams. Maybe, I don't know if you've even got it on videos. I was cursing, I'll tell you. There's a lot of curse words went in when that happened. When I realised what I'd done, I was like looking at them, thinking, they don't look straight. Like, what's going on here? You know, why do these joists look kind of odd? And I took started measuring, you know, so measure from this end, measure from that end, measure here, measure that. I couldn't work it out, you know, like, what, why did you, couldn't work out what was wrong, why they were sort of odd looking. Then I measured again, I thought, gotcha, I've measured from the inside of the bloody thing here, and the outside of the bit here. So that's what happened anyway. But one heavy hammer later, and knocked them all over by 5 minutes and put them back in. So it didn't take too long to do it, but it's like, it was confusing for a little while on that mistake. It happens, doesn't it, you know? I'm only human after all. And I do make mistakes, of course. There was another one as well, where above the, I think that's in the video, where above the door at one point, I put in, I'm going to keep away from that because I'll set this damn alarm off. Makes me jump every day. There's a doorway that I've put a piece in, it's actually 5 centimetres too low. So that's going to be taken out when I go back and readjusted. There's also little ones like that. There's another one, what's the other one? There's another one that I did. Oh, there is another one, actually I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you that one. That's too embarrassing. I did make a mistake. But that's human fire. That's, you know, if you're building alone, if anybody decides to do the old solo build, you've got nobody to tell you. You know, if you're working in a team of people, a group of builders, then, you know, one person, if you do something wrong, then another person will spot it immediately and say, oh, that's bloody wrong, brook that out of there and redo it. You know, but if you're on your own, it takes a while before you've realised you've done your mistake, and so you have to bloody pull it out. You know. Hello to Galande. I can't quite see it there. I can't quite see that. Your name, my name's Glyn. Who's this? My name's Glyn. I'm coming live from Leningrad Oblast, Russia. It's just outside of St. Petersburg, 12 kilometres outside. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to, if you're into building, if you're going to build your own place, or if you're interested in the process, the story, you look on the main channel page and you'll see they're now in a nice playlist from season 1. You should always start there, the first one, and then work your way through. There is a before buying guide that I did, that I am rebranding and redoing slowly. I must admit, all the thumbnails have got to be redone, all the titles have got to be redone, blah 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 blah. It was basically done. It was basically done for Telegram. It wasn't even done for bloody YouTube. And then when I moved to YouTube, obviously things had to change and chop around a bit. So yeah, it was kind of done that way. And now it's got to be. It's in a playlist, but it's not ideal. It's difficult to find and whatever. So that's all being redone at the moment. I'm working my way through. If you look, thumbnails are changing on the guides, on the story. I'm working on an origin story. I'm also working on some time lapses, and I've got there's so much to do, isn't there? You know what I mean? I love wow, I am from Budapest. Hello, Budapest. Merry Christmas to you. So yeah. It's all coming on. The channel's coming along. We're working our way through everything. I was going to go live today from St. Petersburg with Aussie Spy, but he's a bit under the weather, so we're not going. So cancel that one. But desktop tonight at 10 o'clock Moscow time. That's the one I'm promoting now. That's where I'm going to be live in from, and that'll be in the desktop. It'll be the other way around, you know. So anybody who's into technical stuff about the build that I'm doing, see, somebody's come up here and stopped and realised, oh, there's a barrier there, I can't go any further, and they've gone back again. You see, they've done a reverse there, looking for the banyan, no doubt. But anyway, so that's the thing. Wednesday, today, Wednesday, 10 o'clock tonight, that will be the live from there, going from there, and we'll show some stuff, and maybe we'll see how it goes, see what interest there is, if any. And hopefully it'll be a good live stream, a good Wednesday spot. It's actually, I'm sort of trying to work out what I'm going to be doing when I go back to Novgorod to continue on with the build, which will be the springtime. What I'm trying to work out is how I'm going to, hello Canada. What I'm trying to do is work out my work schedule, because obviously I did overdo it last summertime, and I ended up having a micro stroke, and I don't want a full stroke because then I'll be buggered, won't I? So don't want that. So I'm gonna have to really take it easy this year. I'm not working this winter. I was intending to. So apparently the vibration of the machine is not good for me, and it's from a pile machine if I was going to work, and if I was that chances are it would cause me to have a full-on stroke, and I don't want it. So I'm trying to work out what we're going to do this summertime with the build. Obviously I've got to get that house built regardless, and so I am going to do it on carefully. So I'll do Monday, Tuesday will be work days, Wednesday will be a video editing day and live stream straight from the site, straight from the build, and then Thursday, Friday probably work days, then probably Saturday, Sunday. Saturday probably a day off completely away from YouTube, away from the build, just probably sleeping all day, and then Sunday maybe a live stream around the city, around the town of Staré Russa, if you haven't seen it, or other places around there. There's lots to see there, lots to show you. It's a beautiful town, it really is. It really is a gem, and really want to show everybody that's how nice Russia can be, not just in the major cities but in these little rural towns as well, and it is very rural. So that's the plan anyway. Well, I'm Terry in February. I lived in Toronto as a kid. Snowy there, but not so much in Budapest. Not so much here either, not so much. Hello, Namusaipa. Hello, Maitapa. I don't know what that says. I'm not sure what that says. Is that Name Musaipa? I don't know what that means. I don't know what language that is in even. I'm sorry. You'd have to write it in English. Or English or Russian. I'll do both. I'm not very good at reading Russian, but I can speak Russian, but I'm not a good reader. I'm not a good writer. I've never spent the time to do it. I can read, but it's kind of childlike. It's not like English, you know. English obviously I can read. The Russian is that much difficult. Even if you can read, like you can understand the alphabet, you can read, right? So you can read it, but you might not understand it. So I can say it, but I might not always understand it, if that makes any sense at all. What is there so many people down there? What is going on down there? There's nobody down there. There shouldn't be anybody down there. Oddity. Sometimes up here you get people cross-country skiing. They come up and down the road here. Sometimes I think it's just a forest with nobody in it, but there actually is. There's quite a few people here now. If you've followed my streams, you'll see quite a few people living here. There's us, there's them. And there's all through the forest there, it looks like forest, through just, what is it, 100 metres, there's at least 3 houses. Then another 100 metres, you've got a whole 2 streets worth of houses. So it is gradually shrinking, the forest is shrinking down in this bit here. And eventually, all this will turn into housing, all of it, all this, what you can see here, which is a shame. I like the forest, which is one of the reasons why we're moving. Why we're doing that, Novgorod. Don't want to be in the. I don't want to see this forest destroyed, but unfortunately, it's just human progress, infrastructure. But it's hard to live in a place like this. If you can imagine, now I have sort of talked a little bit about it, but not a lot. I'm not doing an off-grid channel. I'm not promoting off-grid living because it's not fun. And there's too many YouTubers out there who are spouting on about off-grid this, off-grid that, and how great it is. They don't tell you the realities, or they just make it up and just lying, going home to their apartments or their proper houses at the end of the video shoot. I'm not going to promote nonsense like that. My principled point is that off-grid living is not for the faint of heart. It is not easy. It's very, very, especially in a cold climate like this, it is not easy one bit. A lot of work, a lot of effort, and it takes it out of you. It really does. If you can imagine, getting up in the morning and your fire's out, which it will be, and then you get up and it's -10 in your house. You're like, great. If you haven't got electric, nothing you can do about it because you've got a wood burner to feed, So I can imagine if you're feeding a wood burner all the time, you can imagine how much fuel it uses, how much wood it uses. It's just endlessly hungry for wood. Where are you going? Come here, you. Oi! What are you doing? I'll leave you there then. I'll leave you there then. Bye. You're looking at me like, no, it's home time. Where are you going? You don't bark, because here it comes. What? Eh? He's all confused. You're confused, aren't you? You're thinking, where are we going? Shall we go past the banya and walk around there? Shall we go down there? Come on then, let's go that way. Come on then. Don't you jump at me. So, yeah. Sorry, I think you can't speak Bahasa Indonesia. No, I can't speak Indonesian. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm not. English or Russian is my languages, my preferred languages. But anyway, yeah, off-grid living, yeah, not fun. There's lots of YouTube videos, people, in fact there's a whole, I mean, it's just endless lists of them, especially in the shorts where they've done 3 minutes. There's some girl, usually in a skirt, and they make a house out of bamboo sticks, or a den, a shelter out of bamboo sticks, and they do it in 24 hours, and then they make the dinner, which happens to be brand new fresh meat, which looks, in a tropical climate, if they've been building all day, wouldn't look like that at the end of the day, would it? It would be rotten. So but it comes out fresh straight out of a fridge, no doubt, nearby, and it makes you wonder if they do it in the back gardens actually. And they do these man, you know, or man builds house in forest in X amount of hours, you know. So I'm not having any of that nonsense. Off-grid living is a pain in the ass. I can tell you, it is very physically demanding work to live off-grid. It takes a long time to get everything right. I mean, here, we've got here, my house, we have. We never intended to be off-grid, by the way. It was never a thing. We were promised that the electric would be put into this forest straight away. We're told within a year it'll be up, and we start building, and great, everything's fantastic. I bought the land and all that, and it turned out complete rubbish. It took us 7 years to get electric down here. So 7 years without electric, with, you know, if you're on a budget, and so that's what they say. You know, they've got these off-grid people. They've got all these huge battery banks and wind turbines and solar panels and all this, and they've got this huge stuff. But what are they really achieving? Economically, it doesn't make any sense at all. Because electric, it would take you years to pay it all off. You know, the cost of electric in whatever country would take you literally years to pay off to see any kind of you know, effect where it's cheaper than living on grid. It would take you years to get it, and just about when it would be breaking even, I suspect that you'd have to replace the whole system, either the solar panel themselves or the actual batteries, because the batteries don't last 10 years and that's it, you know, you're out. And probably 10 years on a solar system is a long time, probably more like 5 or less even, depending. If you're using wind, you can really destroy your batteries really quick. You know, you're on about deep cell technology and all the rest of it. Nah, sorry, it's just garbage. You know, you got all these things, you ain't gonna run the fridge off and kettle and all the rest of it off grid. No way. You're gonna have to use wood burners. That's why they've all got wood burners. And if you've got wood burners, guess what? You're out here chopping firewood, or you're paying for it to be chopped and fetched. One or the other. So yeah, off grid, nah, not for me anymore. I've had enough of it. We're on solid fuel central heating. So what we've got is a Arga type boiler, wood burner. So it's a wood burner with a cooking stove, and then a thing on the top for your pot, you know, to fry on. You know, what do you call that? Stove top. And it's also got a back boiler in it, so it feeds hot water. So it's on a gravity system, like it would be in the UK, and the old-fashioned UK systems, where we've got a header tank and it natural flow. So heat rises, cold descends, and it causes the water to flow around the system and heat the radiators. But it's not efficient. if anybody's from the UK and you remember back in the day when you used to have these systems, that it would the last radiator in the house would be freezing. Always was the last radiator. Usually in the box room or the spare room, the last radiator would always be cold because its circulation just didn't hack it, you know. And we're the same here. If we don't have the pump going, then the last radiator or all other radiators won't get warm enough to use. So something to think about, you know. So if you've got off-grid, guess what? That's another thing you've got to power up all the time, is your pump. And unless you're in a tiny little cabin with one wood burner, you know, to me that's not living, it's just surviving. And you know, we've got a normal sized house here, 2-story. There's not a tiny cabin or anything like that. And we've got a full house, you know, with all the amenities that you would expect, you know, from hot water. We've got a 200-litre water tank there, so the wood burner does heat that. We can heat it electrically, though there's not a thing installed in it at the moment. It's not even wired up. We just use it from the wood burner. That's fine. 200 litres. In summer goes about 3 days, so you can light the wood burner for about an hour every 3 days, and that'll be enough. In the winter time, constant wood burners burning constantly, and the water gets in the boiler gets so hot it's like steaming. It's like really sort of, what do you call it, kettle hot kind of thing, dangerously hot in the shower. So it does work. The system does work, but my God, it's no joke. And there's other things as well you don't think about off-grid living. You don't think about, well, if your wood burner's not running, if you're away from the house for a day and you've got a central heating system and it's in water, guess what's going to happen when you're away? If you're away for a day, 12 hours is probably enough in -20 to freeze the system, freeze the header tank. So any radiators that are connected to it will all burst. Any pipes will burst. It just goes on. Major catastrophe. So if you're something they never tell you, I've never seen anybody tell you this, but if you're living off grid and you've got a wood burner connected to a central heating system like I have, you cannot leave the house for more than about 12 hours. Otherwise, if it's very cold, your pipes will freeze. In any country, probably even in the UK that you would get that, your pipes will freeze and burst. The blooming metal joints will all snap, and probably your header tank will blow. And then when it defrosts, all that water will come through your ceiling and bring your ceilings down, which is really nice. So, you know, it's something to think about if you're thinking about off-grid living. I'd do it in a hot country, at least, where you don't have these problems. So only problem would be water. Probably Indonesia there is. Yeah, it'd be a great place to do off-grid living, probably. You know, hot weather, all you need is water, really, innit? You know, electric and water, you'll be fine. But here, you need to have heating, and you need to keep an eye on it. Very, very dangerous situation to let your house get cold to a degree where pipes start to burst. This is the banya down here, by the way, that they have. Sorry, not the banya. This is the guest base, the rest base, or base of holidays, or whatever you want to call it. Or it's actually Russian. Baza oddachai. Oddachai means to rest and recuperate. So it's a rest base. I don't know what you'd call it in English. Kind of holiday spot. I don't know. Place in the forest. But anyway, they've got 2 built down here, and they're building another one. The building's up, but I'm not exactly sure what they're going to do with it or how they're going to use it. But there's a 3rd one appeared there, and I'm guessing that most of this land here will be turned into this same part of the same complex. And that banya there that we just walked past is part of that as well. So it's all one complex. They're starting to take over the whole bloody forest, and I'm wondering what other parts will have as well. This is supposed to be for residential, and plainly a business is not residential. And of course the trouble with a place like this is, next to residents, is if they're deciding to party all night, disco all night, you've got all the noise. We're lucky we're far enough away from it, we don't hear anything. But I mean, I do know neighbours down here who've complained and complained and complained. Nothing's been done about it. Because it's on industrial land, that's industrial. So they can do what they want. Nobody can do anything about it. You know. So it's, I wouldn't say it's an ideal thing to have down here. Come on, you two, we'll go back this way. Come on. We're going to go this way. Jackie, come on then. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Don't have to bite him. Come on in. What was the point of biting him, eh? What was that all about? Ah, come on then. Come on, articulated. So, but anyway, yeah. Is this Canada, Russia, or UK? This is Russia. This is Russia. This is Russia. This is Russia. I'm an Englishman. Englishman in New York. Englishman in Russia. Near St. Petersburg, Leningrad Oblast. About 12 kilometers outside of St. Petersburg. So, is where I am. I'm an ex-UK veteran. Ex-soldier, whatever you want to call it. Living in Russia. Building a second house here in Russia. In Novgorod. And you can follow the series. If you go into the channel, you'll see the series. The very first series is on there, and it says start here, and it'll tell you all about what I'm at. And there's an origin story coming out as well, and all kinds of stuff coming out. I'm planning on making all these videos. How far I get with that, I don't know. But there is planning on making videos over the winter period, because obviously I can't build in the winter time. Well, I could, but I'm not gonna. So yeah, wouldn't want to, you know. Too cold. And there's things like, I mean, don't know if you know this, but if you're in severely cold, I mean like -20, if you were to try and use tools in -20, things freeze up. So you get compressors that won't work. You get moisture inside, condensation, and if that freezes, then nothing will work. Nail guns, things like that. The oil freezes. Becomes very, very uncomfortable. So what you tend to see, if there's building going on in the winter here, if it's very cold, you'll see that builders go to manual hams and nails. Nearly always. Very rare you'll see a nail gun coming out in that kind of weather. Some now starting to use battery nail guns. Starting to see that a bit. But again, with batteries, lithium batteries, if you're in the very, very cold, batteries die very quick. And really, literally you've got to use it, put it back in the warm, and keep swapping out the batteries. You've got a sort of a whole row of batteries ready. So what they tend to do, because they're expensive, what builders tend to do here, they would go to hammer and nail, that kind of way, manual saws, things like that. So building here in the winter, it's really for the really brave people and people who have got no choice but to work through the winter. But work does go on. When I was working on pile foundations, winter time was always very busy for us. I mean, now if I rang my boss up now and said, oh, I need to come back to work, I guarantee I'll be in work tomorrow. Maybe this afternoon, you know. So yeah, come on, quick, we need you. Really, really flat out in the winter time. Summertime drops off a bit actually for building. In kind of July time, when people go on holidays, the building season does drop off a bit then, especially for the foundations. But winter time can be absolutely madness. I've done too many winters putting pile foundations in. And the trouble is with winter with pile foundations, you can't see what's on the ground under the snow. You hit all kinds of things, stones and rocks and yeah, frozen ground. No thanks. I've had enough of that. But, I won't be doing any more foundations. My last foundation that I did was a few months ago. No, it was quite. When was it? Yeah, it was a few months ago, and that's the last. It was before we came back from Novgorod. Actually, no, hold on a minute. It was between going to Novgorod. Yeah, it kind of. We'd left Novgorod, come back here. I did a couple of foundations. Now we went back to Novgorod, and then I'd had a mini stroke by then, and I haven't worked since then. So yeah, not ideal to do that in the winter time. It's very, very hard work. Everything's harder in winter. Machines freeze, hydraulics freeze. Can't get the engine started in the morning. Can't get the car started in the morning. You know, oh, it's just awful. Really, the people who have to work in it, good luck to them. Really not my thing at all. So now it's life of leisure, isn't it? You know, make my YouTube videos and carry on with the build in the summertime till it's finished, and then when that's finished, sell this place here and move to Novgorod permanent. I've got to come back here and do a little bit of work on this house here to get it fit for sale, obviously, cleaned up and whatever, ship shape and ready to present it in all its best. You know, fresh lick of paint here and there and cleaning off the siding and whatever. Quite a bit of work to do before it's sold. But hopefully, I'm hoping within 2 years this place will be completely sold and we'll be out of here. And living in Novgorod permanently. And which is good actually, because it gives us, we'll have a house in Novgorod completed practically, I would think, by then. And we'll have a lot of money in the bank from this place. So we'll be kind of quids in, ready for our retirement, which is, well, I'm really retired now, aren't I? But, you know, fully retired kind of thing, no more building, other than some stuff I'm planning, like workshop, you know, for myself, garage kind of thing, and whatever, sheds and that, normal stuff you have in the garden, but there'll be no heavy work as such, it'll be finished, and I'm damn glad it will be. To be honest, I've had enough of building, but I really want to get my house finished up there. Really want to get that finished. This summer's going to be a real push. I'm hoping to get, well, I've got some still work to do, then it's on with the top plate and, or the rest of the top plate. Big window to do, big beam to go in there. I'm not sure where that's going to come from yet. And then it's on with the roof, and that should be interesting thing. Every beam has to be carted up there, and it's me on my own, so you can imagine it's going to be interesting to do all that. 6 metre beam at 200 millimetres wide, 5 centimetres or 50 millimetres in thickness, so heavy beams to be lifted up on my own, probably end up with a bit of string around, probably get them to one point and then get the missus to tie a bit of string around and pull them up, probably that way, not sure yet, but it's going to be fun. It'll all be on video, of course, as it always is. Obviously in double quick time, because if I was to make all the videos in ordinary time, each video would last all day basically, and you might as well just do a live stream, aren't you? So yeah, that's the kind of way it is. But anyway, I'm off back in now. Time for a cup of tea and some food. Don't forget, tonight 10 o'clock is our live stream from the desktop. Hopefully that'll be a success. I'm obviously going to be slow at the start, but hopefully it'll be a success later on. And you can ask any questions you want about Russia, about the build, about life here, license expats, immigration, all that kind of stuff. I'm quite up on most of it, you know, because I've done it, although I'm out to date a bit. But anything you want to know, then it's your chance on tonight on Wednesdays, which will be the day that I'm doing that, the live stream straight from the desktop. Anyway, from me, Jackie Chan, from me and Wolfface there, Merry Christmas to everybody, and from Archie as well, Mongrel. Merry Christmas to everybody, and we'll see you all, see you if you're coming on Wednesday, tonight at 10 o'clock, I'll be on there, I'll be on camera, I've got a nice camera set up, it's all very well working, I've tested it all out a few times, hopefully everything should work. But technology is technology in it. So anyway, have a lovely day wherever you are. I'll see you tonight on the live stream from the desktop.